And now for our feature presentation.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was definitely one of my most hyped movies of the year, and the day before I saw that people were calling it a masterpiece, saying that somehow it was even better than the first. Hold up, is it even possible when the first has revolutionary animation, extremely likable characters, and a Spider-Man movie that ultimately feels perfect and timeless, and I gave it a 10 out of 10? How could it get even more perfect than that? Well, honestly, somehow so many perfect aspects of the original has been improved here. This series has now went from perfect to perfecter, if it was a word. Let's start with the animation, which is beyond incredible. It's no secret now that Into the Spider-Verse changed the world of animation forever. Now everyone is trying to get some of that spark. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a great example of this, and now we have some borrowed elements with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming out. However, revisiting the animation that the original brought us is comforting. The movie has more word bubbles, more panels, and that even makes us feel more like you're reading a comic book than the previous did. The animation still has that comic book texture film grain that feels like you're looking at a page from a Spidey comic, but there's some new animation changes. Punk rock Spider-Man style changes throughout the movie with rough pieces of paper. Spider-Man India animation style is extremely vibrant and looks sort of rotoscoped. Gwen Stacy's world looks exactly like a canvas painting that changes colors depending on her mood, and the other billions of Spider-Man in this movie and their art styles are extremely distinctive, but they never clash when they are on screen, making it all feel seamless when they all interact with each other or they're standing in a huge group. The animation here is just extraordinary once again because it doesn't change what worked about the original, but instead adds more colorful, fun layers to it. The movie does take a while to get to the Spider Society, but it's all good because we get some incredible fleshed out character moments from Miles and Gwen that set up their story and how their characters have been since the last time we have seen them. It reminded me of the Raimi movies, how it takes its time setting up the stage, and this one does exactly that. We get a lot more Gwen Stacy than we did originally. She plays a much larger part as we get to see what she goes through and the trials she has as Spider-Woman. The whole prologue is this, and it blends in well and doesn't feel disjointed from Miles and his life. Miles Morales is still that likable teen from the first movie, with more of that exaggerated swagger of a black teen. His role in this movie and the choice he has to ultimately make by the end of the movie sets him apart from any Spider-Man we have seen yet on the big screen. The plot and his character development gives homage to what truly makes every Spider-Man Spider-Man, making this extremely special, but the movie also explores that theme gracefully and puts a new intriguing spin on the concept of every Spidey's struggles. The trailer does not spoil the plot, and I won't either, but the difficult choice he has to make is brilliantly told, and it goes in hand with the troubles of balancing his school life, family life, and feeling alone as Spider-Man. The moment we do get to the meat of the plot, which showcases why all the Spider people are chasing Miles, is incredibly gripping. The movie is entirely unpredictable, where in the first you could definitely see where the movie would probably end with Miles saving the day. This one goes in a path that is unexpected. Each scene going forward from the last builds upon the unpredictability until we finally get to the final moments of the movie that left the audience and I shocked. But also, it left some audience members that I sat with mad. So here's the thing I need to tell you. If you guys don't know, this is a two-parter. It was confirmed last year when the second and third movie were going to be titled Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, but now the second is titled Beyond the Spider-Verse. So just know that this is a two-parter, so expect an ending that's a cliffhanger. Honestly, it's a big one that feels very consequential and opens up so many ideas on how Beyond the Spider-Verse will go. Infinity War will always hold my biggest cliffhanger of recent memory, but this one is as big as that. Trust me, you won't see it coming.
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am the Spot. It's not funny.
Spot is the villain this time, and I have never heard of this guy. I love when comic book movies bring in villains that no one has heard of and makes them extremely memorable. The Spot is incredibly hilarious and a great foil to Spider-Man in this. It gives the chance for even more fun as we travel through his holes and fast-paced action scenes set in stylized pieces depending on which Spider-Man universe we're a part of at the moment. I hope by the end of this and the third movie, he's a household name. There are so many Spider people in this movie, you can just tell by looking at the poster, but there are still so many surprises and cameos in this movie. Any Spider-Man you can think of is in this film. If you thought 3 wasn't enough, the movie said, well, let's just add 1 million. That one time you thought about a Spider-Man as a hamster and it uses its will to swing around is in this movie. Or maybe that's just a Spider-Man I thought of. You got Miles, Peter, Gwen, Peter Griffin Spider-Man, a Spider-Rex, a Spider-Cat, a Spider-Man that's just a Spider-Dog. I think you got a Spider Shelf in there, and a Spider Car. Ben Reilly, Spectacular Spider-Man, Spooderman, you even got a Spider Horse, so how could you not love this? At the end of the day, I walked out loving it. Across the Spider-Verse is hilarious, dazzling, heartwarming, a Spidey celebration, incredible, and most importantly, a perfect animated film. Believe the hype.